Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, so it's the 17th of April. Wristwatch check. Explorer 2. Wristwatch check a la Clyde. That's going to piss somebody off. All right, so Mr. Personality, one of my viewers, really nice viewer. I've seen his comments. He's a really nice guy. Thank you for being a nice guy, Mr. Personality. He asked a question about my daughters and whether I am going to or trying to instill a love of horology and whether I'm going to give them their watches, my watches. I may have just betrayed some of the way I conceptualize my watches, their future watches. All right, so I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. The 3-year-old totally oblivious to watches. I mean, she knows the word watch, actually. And I'll be watching a watch video, and she'll say watch, and she knows, you know, she knows watch. And she touches them and looks at them and whatnot. And she has a yellow watch. Her favorite color is yellow, and she's got a 100 yen yellow watch. And it's really nothing but a bracelet to her. All right, the 5-year-old, I'm teaching how to tell time. Now, I tried to teach her how to tell time like 2 years ago, but it didn't work. And so I hit the pause button, and it's starting to work. So we have a clock, and ask her what time it is. And I want her to know what time it is so I can get her an analog watch. I mean, I don't care if she tells the time or not. I only want her to tell the time, so she has a reason to need a watch. So I have a reason to get her an analog watch. I mean, watch shopping with my 5-year-old. How cool is that? We'll get like a pink watch for her, maybe a little character on it, and then I'll have my watch and she'll have her watch, and I'll be like, all right, let's leave in 15 minutes, or let's leave at 3:45. You know, this will be awesome. I want to do this. But she's got the hours down, but minutes are a little iffy. I mean, it's tough. It's tough because, you know, the hours on our clock have numbers, but then the minutes don't, and so she has to remember to count by 5, and she can count from 5 to 60. I've trained her, but it's tough to see something. It's a learning curve, and she's still working with it, but she's doing great, much better than her contemporaries probably, whose dads aren't all on her about, you know, learning the time so he can align the watches and talk time with her and stuff. But it will come. But the 5-year-old knows what a Rolex is. She knows her dad loves Rolex. She knows her dad has Rolex watches. And she knows Rolex watches are really something special. I mean, it's tough to explain to a child about, you know, the meaning and the weight of a Rolex watch, and you can say, oh, it costs this much money and this and that. But I think what I've instilled into her is that it's an important watch, and it's a good watch. And just to try to get her used to the value, I say to her, this is a car, right? This is a car. You could have this or you could have a car. They're the same thing. Just so she gets an idea of like the value. I don't tell her it's a cheap car. All right, I just say, anyway, just to kind of give it some meaning. And I've also told her that when she becomes an adult and she turns 20, that I'm going to buy her a Rolex because I want to. And I would love to go out and go shopping with her and her pick out a Rolex. Now, unfortunately, I'd have to tell her, you have to wait because Dad's going to get on the secondhand market. But now we know what you want. So, no, I don't know. All right, well, I'll probably spring for a new one. Hey, look, I'll do what she wants. How about that? Okay. But I picture Sarah having an oyster braceleted, all steel, beautiful perpetual date. You know, the watch that women have here is the Datejust, and you see the two-tone Jubilee female Datejusts many places here. It's rare to see the all steel, the old steel braceleted one, because God forbid the dad wants to cheap out. Look, I'll get her whatever she wants, but by the time she's 20, probably she's going to not look at Rolex and watches as bling and a way to flash a little gold. And you know, she might just like the aesthetic of a two-tone, and it's cool, because we'll make that happen. But I have a feeling if she understands where I'm coming from, she might see the beauty at the age of 20 of having an all-steel, oyster braceleted, smooth bezel, perpetual, or Datejust. And it's something I really look forward to giving her. And as far as my watches go, yes, my daughters are getting them, and I've got 2 Tudors, and I've got 4 Rolexes. Oh, I just let it slip. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. I've got 4 now, and that's perfect. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because it's 2 each, 2 Rolexes each, and 2 Tudors each. And will they wear them? Probably not, but that's what grandsons are for. And I'll tell you, it's nothing like getting your dad's watch. That's great. But getting your grandfather's watch is like 100 times better, because oftentimes you don't have that connection with your grandfather. And I mean, my grandfather, I would have loved him, and I kind of remember him, but I kind of don't. I do. I have images of him. And that's why having that sort of that tactile thing that was on his wrist means so much, because I met him, but I didn't get close enough to him that I'm satisfied. And so that's what makes the watch so much more important. And so I love the idea of my daughter's sons having my Rolexes. And they might not know their granddad, and I hope they do, but I'm planning on hitting the bottle pretty hard at the age of 60. So, no, I don't know. We'll see. But it'll mean a little bit more than whatever their, ne'er-do-well father had. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure he'll be a swell guy. But yeah, the daughters will get the Rolexes, and it goes to the grandsons or the great-grandsons. And I got it all set out, got the will, got everything etched in stone, and that's the plan for them. And they'll probably love this the most because I wear it the most, which is funny because I wear it the most because I don't love it the most. So anyway, yes, thank you, Mr. Personality, for bringing up these questions. I think these are important items in your life, and I've got a lot of things that are sort of important to me, and that kind of cost a lot of money. Like I've got some lenses and some cameras and some guitars, but really, I think the watches, they're the best thing. They're the best thing in terms of property, and because they're beautiful, they're usable. They hopefully embody a little bit of their ancestor, and watches are a great thing to pass on, and that's one of the reasons I love watches, and that's one of the reasons you should have a good watch. And look, it's all fine to play with Vostok and whatnot, but when it comes down to it, you need a good watch to mark your life, and you want a good watch to pass on to your offspring and to the people you love. And as much as fun as these Vostocks are to fuck around with and to play around with, they're not the kind of thing you want to pass on. And so they're toys. But something like this, that means a lot. And it means a lot to get one of these. And so I'm absolutely thrilled about having these to pass on. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time.